the way that the job is presented, it's more of like, okay, yeah, so here's your phone, and you'll answer it, and there's room for growth.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Hi everybody, welcome back to the Matterhorn Business Development YouTube channel. I am your host, Neil Winteregg, and I am joined as always by Dr. Greg Winteregg. Welcome. So today we're going to talk a little bit about some hiring aspects and some critical errors that you might be making when hiring that Dr. Winteregg wants to go over. So,
but before we do that, they need to subscribe.
Yes, you have to make sure you subscribe, of course, but we're only 30 seconds into this video. If you haven't done that already, then I don't know what you're here for. Anyway.
And don't forget to hit the bell. How am I doing?
Good. So what did you want to talk about?
Teaching this white-haired guy new tricks.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got something I want to talk about. Because I recently went to a small Midwest town that has a typical Midwest small town problem that the students in the area are graduating from high school and leaving. And I interviewed many business owners, and they're kind of complaining, like nobody's sticking around anymore. And I'm like, okay, well, I was raised in a small Midwest town of 3,000, and I left, and my brother left. He's a financial planner, dentist, etc. And I started to look at that, and it just kind of was evolved for me is when you are hiring somebody, are you offering them a job, or are you offering them a career? So I left, and my brother left this little small town because we didn't see a future there in the area that we were interested in. But then I had summer jobs.
Yeah.
I worked in a trailer factory for 2 years. I worked on a construction site. I worked for a guy who sold used cars, and we went to the auction, and I cleaned them all up. That was just a job. That was not moving me towards a career. And so if you, when you're hiring, you have to be very clear. Are you looking at this as just some sort of a temporary fill in a role type of a job? And if it is, then the candidate is going to be worried about the pay, the benefits, is there health, is there dental, how many weeks vacation do I get? However, if you're offering somebody a career, then what I found is the discussion kind of goes away.
Yeah.
Like what can I do? How do I advance in this organization? And so there are certain positions within a business which are a job, and then there are other positions which are more of a career, like management positions, etc. But then when you're filling that job with, you know, the $10 an hour, $12 an hour, $15 an hour person, watch them. And just watch, are they creative? Do they get things done fast? Do they come back and ask for more work? Let's offer that person a career.
Right.
And that's up to management. That's up to ownership. To take this person who thinks that they're there for a job and you hired them for a job, but now you're looking at this diamond in the rough and say, whoa, I can give you a career. So there's all kinds, there's a whole scale and a whole gradient, but are you offering a job or are you offering a career? And in these small towns, we have these small businesses, and I think if the small businessman started looking more for someone to offer them a career, somebody who could take over the company, give them this division, give them their own crews, that then you're giving somebody a future, and the motivated, aggressive types will be attracted to that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've had different jobs. You've had lots of work.
Sure.
But I don't know, when was it a job, and when was it like something like, I'm anxious to get out of bed today and go do this because it's like, this is a purpose that I have?
Well, I'm fortunate enough where I've never really felt like I had a job, because I've always been in areas where I was allowed to grow on my own and change, and I'll take something that's working and I say, well, if this is where we have to get to and this is the way everybody else does it, I always tend to go the other direction and figure out a better way and an easier way, and I have fun doing that kind of stuff. But,
so when you finished school at 16,
yep,
you said, I don't want to go to college, I want to work.
Well, I finished school at 16 because I already knew I didn't want to go to college, and I already knew I wanted to work.
Right.
So I kind of, again, was a little bit backwards from most people because you allowed me to go into a situation where I could do what I wanted to do.
And when you showed up, it wasn't just a job.
No.
You knew what I was doing.
Yep.
And Neil was actually responsible for putting doctors in a room at a free seminar that There's a hotel room involved. There's airplane tickets involved. There's a lot of responsibility.
First one didn't go so good, but I got the hang of it after that. But the point is that I didn't. I was never the type of person who was the owner's son. I always wanted to make sure that people understood I didn't sit around and do nothing and just got there because I'm Greg's son. If somebody said that to me, they usually found out how I felt about that very quickly. I was always driven because I wanted to create a career in my own niche as well. And that's the thing, is that if you put me into an environment where I'm going to fail, or if I'm working for somebody who's not a leader, I'm not going to work for you.
Yeah, you're done.
There's many people who would love for me to come work for them that I would never walk through the front door of their office, because I know that that's not the future that I want or the place I want to be. So
from both perspectives here, I am looking for somebody who is interested in a career. Now, within every company, there have to be...
And I'm looking for a place where they'll let me do that. And the problem is too often, the way that the job is presented, it's more of like, okay, so here's your phone, and you'll answer it, and there's room for growth.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Right? You've already lost me because I'm like, this is too slow for me.
And you're going to get $10.25 an hour and 2 weeks of vacation. And now you're offering somebody like Neil a job, and you're completely blowing it.
Yeah.
So for me,
because I would never take that job.
No. So for me, during the job interview, and I talk about this in the book, you have to present the purpose. You have to present the future.
Yep.
And you're always looking for somebody who wants a future, who wants a career.
Yeah.
I know at the management company, we were just talking about the receptionist. She's not just the receptionist, man. She's been there for like 8 or 9 years. She runs the whole place.
I could never do her job.
No, wouldn't want to do it, but for her, that's a career. This is her career. She takes ownership for it. She controls her area. It's not like the numbers and the messages are transposed. And no, she has pride in what she does, and that's her career. And oh my gosh, so happy that she's there.
And also, if you're going to create a career for somebody, you have to let them do the job the way that works best for them.
Yeah, let them create it.
There's too many times where it's like, well, we don't do it that way. And it's like, I'm the new guy coming in, and I see opportunity, and I want to change, and I want to do this, and it's like, well, we've never done it that way, and we don't do it. You're killing my... I'm like, okay, why am I going to be here for another 20 years of this?
Killing your initiative. You're going to go out and put your resume out for the next job while you put in your first couple of weeks and then move on.
Absolutely.
So you have so much more control over hiring than you think you do. And it has to do with, what are you looking for? First of all, it has to be very clear. If you're just looking for somebody to do a particular task for $10 or $15 an hour or whatever it is, and that's all there is, then tell them that's all there is, and be ready for, I think...
And don't be surprised when you have to keep hiring.
It's going to be a revolving door, because that's what you're offering. So for me, it's much better to say, well, this is where you start, and this is where you have the opportunity to go.
Yes.
And I'll just end off with this. My car was in the shop, and the Chevy dealer didn't have any loaners, and so I got a Chevy from Enterprise. And when the staff member was taking me back to the dealership when I was done with the car, I was talking with her. She's a college graduate, and in order to work at Enterprise, you have to have a college degree. And she started there on the lot. She's got a degree in marketing, and she was doing that job, but she'd already been, in 9 months, she'd been promoted twice. She already made, in bonuses, $10,000 more than her starting pay, and she's got her sight on where she's going.
That's awesome.
So even though she had to start with a job, so to speak, her future was already there. She already, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm going to have to do, this is a great company.
It's kind of like there's a pathway that they know that they can follow to achieve their ultimate goal, which is great.
And that's brilliant management on Enterprise's part.
The one thing I would say is the college degree aspect is iffy, just as we know.
Well, you and I, we have a whole video.
They wouldn't hire me.
Yeah. You have a whole video here. Nobody would, if you need a college degree guy, you're not going to get any of my kids because none of them have a college degree.
Thankfully.
But that being said, Enterprise
No,
is
but
very
it's good that
bright
there's a
and
program
wise
that
about what
people-
they're doing. So I don't know, we could even label this like what Enterprise is doing right, because that's very smart on that aspect. They're giving every candidate a future, and this is exactly how you move and progress and create a career at our company.
And that's a great way of doing it, because then once I get hired, I know where I'm at
Exactly.
and where I'm going.
Yep.
And if I fall off that path, that's my fault.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure the person who falls off the path doesn't think it's their fault, but it is. But at least they know that from the beginning, and
Yeah.
that's something that you can think with when hiring people for your company is give them an opportunity and a path to grow. Because if I see that path to grow,
Yep.
I'm going to take it. And if you tell me that in 6 months I'm going to be here, I'm going to be there in a month.
Yeah, and I want to tell you that is the reason why I use Enterprise over everybody else. Because when I walk up to that counter, that person I'm talking to is totally interested, and I can tell they are not there for a job.
No.
That person is there for a career, and that's what Enterprise is doing right. So
that's
I really admire
interesting.
that
Yeah.
as a corporate strategy.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
So thank you for joining us today.
Be
Any
sure you
closing
subscribe,
remarks?
hit the like button, pick up the book, Fun at Work.
Yes.
Go to www.funatworkthebook.com, and it's got his mug on it, and you'll see that, and read the book. And also keep an eye on our upcoming video courses.
Yes.
By the time this airs, the first course, How to Control Your Income, will be up, and we'll probably be filming the next two
Yep.
right around this time.
We're on a roll.
You'll be seeing a lot more of us on that very soon. So we'll see you next week here at well, this wasn't really a newsroom edition, was it? We'll see you next time.